Hey guys, welcome to With Grace Perinatal. I'm Nicole. I'm a full spectrum doula and I'm excited to just come on here and hang out with you guys. All right. So this is my first video on this channel, so I'm a little like as far as like, recording. It's so funny because like when you like record for like TikTok or Instagram, it's just like not awkward, but as soon as I'm like sitting in front of this camera setup, I'm just like I don't know what to say, what are words. But we're just gonna roll with it because this is who I am. So yeah, I am Nicole, as I said before. I'm a full spectrum doula. I've been a doula for about 2 years, and I figured it was time to start sharing my journey and sharing some information with you guys on this space, just because I get so many questions and conversations are always just so fruitful that I have with moms and just people in general. And I just figure, like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to just document this journey so that people who don't know me in person could also get the same information that I'm giving to my moms and to just people who are just curious and they're like, what the heck is a doula? So here we are. So to start, what the heck is a doula? A doula is a support person who helps moms and families during birth, preparing for birth, during pregnancy, and postpartum. So we do a variety of different things. Well, actually, I should say a birth doula does that. There are also death doulas, and I am not that, but very much respect for what they do. Yeah, I am a birth doula. And so I spend a lot of my time connecting with my clients and just helping them to prepare mentally, physically, emotionally for their babies and their birth and their labor. My biggest thing is that I just say, like, hey, you don't know what you don't know. And for the most part, I've attended more births than most of my moms have, than all of my moms have, because I've done quite a few. And a majority of people are booking me for their first or second birth. And so I'm like, you don't know what you don't know. If you haven't gone in, you haven't done it. And usually if you're the one doing the birthing, you're not paying attention to things as much as everyone else in the room is. So yeah, so a doula, we help with that. We support, we help you to learn how to advocate for yourself. And we try to help you to have a birth experience you can look back on and be confident about what has occurred, instead of what a lot of people feel is that they have a baby and then weeks later they're like, I wish I had done this, or I didn't really like that, but I didn't. You don't know that they don't know that they're not allowed, that they're allowed to not like something that happened to them. And also, we don't want birth to just happen to you. We want you to be able to have a say in how it occurs. So even if you make choices and the birth isn't exactly what you wanted, what you dreamed of, you still were able to make a choice, and that way you don't feel like your opportunity and your experience was robbed from you, if that makes any sense. But that's what a doula does, in a nutshell, because there's a very wide variety of what my day-to-day would look like as a doula. So about me. So as I said, I've been a doula for about 2 years now, and I have attended maybe 15 births that were my own births, and then there was like, other births. And I'm also a photographer, birth videographer. And so I do a lot of the birth things. I'll actually tell you about my first experience. It kind of like jumped me into being a doula, was actually through a photography experience. So long story short, I learned what doulas were when I started looking for birth alternatives for myself, because I had just started learning about the Black mortality rate for Black women. And I was horrified. As someone who had just recently gotten married at the time and was thinking about having babies, I was like, wait a minute, how can I not die while doing something that is totally natural? How can I ensure that I'm safe? And that's when I started learning about midwives and doulas and all that stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I want to do it for myself. And that was as far as that went. I really grew respect for birth workers through that desire to have someone for myself. I started following them on Instagram, talking to them, all of that. I just loved everything they were about. And then I had a friend who was having a baby, and I really wanted to get into birth photography because, again, I was like all up in that space, and I was like, I want to be around it. And so she was like, yeah, come photograph, video my birth, like do it all. And she was having a home birth, and I was like, sweet. And so I came and I shot her birth, and I got to watch her doula and her midwife in action. I got to watch birth be something different than what I'd seen on TV, which was this panic and this medical emergency, and everyone's stressed and everyone's screaming. This woman was in her living room drinking tea, bouncing on her birth ball, giggling with her friends, eating a bagel with honey, and she was having a great time. And then she got into the tub and she started to labor, and she was really like in it. And then they moved her upstairs to her room so she could take a nap, and then next thing you know, the baby was born, and everything was just beautiful and calm and not stressful. And I was like, wait a minute, this is very different than anything I've ever seen or heard about. Like, what is this? And so I really started to look deeper into that. And then there ended up being this group of doulas and trainers who lived near me, and I was like, okay, let me just see what this is about. And I got connected with Q, my mentor, and just all the girls. And through all of that, I jumped into doula training and became a doula. And then here I am 2 years later, and it's been the most beautiful, 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 and tiring and taxing and empowering and awe-inspiring and humbling experience of my life. And it is just, I'm in love with doula work. And yeah, so that's how I got here. And this is why I'm passionate about sharing with you, because I love doula work so much that I just want to talk about it all the time, but like not everyone wants to talk about birth. So I just need an outlet to be able to talk about birth and all the things, and just educate people and just share my love and passion for it, and to encourage anyone out there who is anticipating having a baby soon or not soon, maybe just planning that. It doesn't have to be this crazy, stressful, panic-inducing situation. Like, there are ways to prepare for birth. There are ways to advocate for yourself. There are ways to have the birth that you want, whether you're having a C-section, whether you are having an induction, whether you are planning on an epidural. There are ways to still have a birth experience that you can look back on and say, wow, I loved that, you know? So that's what I'm here for. That's what this is about. I can talk about this all day, so I'm gonna leave this at that, and then we will see what comes in video number 2. Something I really would love for you guys to do for me is, obviously if you're interested in this content and you want to learn more, you want to hear more, please follow me. I'm just starting this channel, so like, nobody's following me, but please follow me. And also please, in the comments below, tell me what you would like to learn, what you'd like to know, what you want to hear from me, because I'm all about it and I'd love to share it with you. All right, I'm gonna cut this now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, thanks for watching.